night before Miami versus FIU, so that's a week old. So don't kill me, please. I'm just a vibe. Appreciate the support, man. I do. I gotta be fashionably late. If I say 8, I'll be on like 8:05, 8:06. Something like that. But we're gonna small talk for a minute while some more people file in. Hopefully that updates. Let me check it. Can anybody confirm if it updated and says Miami versus Duke? Let me check on my phone. So, how was everybody's Thanksgiving? Like I said, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna have some small talk for a second. It did update. Okay, perfect. There we go. Good deal. Oh, you good, Ty? You good, man? How was Thanksgiving, Coop? Miami boy, it was good, man. Miss Coop and I actually went to the movies, and we went to Cracker Barrel. And I'm thinking about making that a thing instead. Like, that was kind of cool. Everybody goes over to family's house and eats turkey and ham and all that stuff. But we said, you know what? We're going to go to the movies, and we're going to go to Cracker Barrel. And I liked it. I enjoyed it. So, we'll dive on into it. People will see the title will update. But continue to let me know how your guys' Thanksgiving was. You already know while we're here. And that you noticed the change of tone in my voice. Tomorrow, the Miami Hurricanes are taking on the Duke Blue Devils. I about said the Duke Doo Devils. The Duke Doo-Doo Devils. That's what it is. Miami's taking on the Duke Doo-Doo Devils at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time at Wallace Wade Stadium on ESPN2. Now listen, I will have links for this game as I always do. So if you don't have links, if you don't have a way to watch the game, you don't have cable, yada yada, whatever, show up tomorrow during the game and I got you. George in the building. George is in the building. I moved on, George. Yes, the FIU game sucked. Yeah, I'm upset. But I've moved on, Once a time machine is invented, I'll go back and I'll maybe change the outcome of it. But for now, I'm stuck with it. I would love a total blowout of Duke as a nice rebound. Yeah, that'd be good, Crip. So, the first thing we're going to talk about, though. The first thing that we're going to talk about, you guys already know. Let me go ahead and take you with me because this is going to be what everybody's talking about, right? So, we're going to go ahead and get this out of the way before we start talking Miami versus Duke. I know everybody saw the recent verbal commits to Miami. How y'all feeling about these two guys? What do you think? Good pickups? Today on the 29th, we got Jalen Harrell with the verbal commit, the 4-star safety. Previously committed to FSU, 6'2", 180. He's from Miami. So, that's good. That's good because he said, I want to stay and make the crib great. His official visit to Miami was on the 8th, and he committed 3 weeks later. So I like it. That's a good pickup. We also, this has been a good Thanksgiving weekend for Canes fans, I feel like. We also got a verbal commit from another Jalen, but this is Jalen Knighton. 5'9", 185, runs a 4.5 40. Another recruit out of the state of Florida. Running back. Listed as all-purpose back. Another 4-star pickup. So 2 4-star pickups in the last 2 days. Because Knighton gave a verbal commit on the 28th. So running back on the 28th. 4-star safety commit on the 29th, the day after. I can dig it. I like it. I think those are good pickups. So you guys, all right. Really get your stuff together. George, I mean, I can get my stuff together as a fan.
To where the U
but
on the side of your helmet.
How about them Cowboys 2 weeks losing lol face with tears of joy?
moving on, Austin, thank you for the top donation. Yes, they're not very good, you know. It sucks when you cheer for teams that apparently lose a lot, right? It sucks. Thank you, Austin, for the $1.99. We're going to go ahead and head right back on over real quick. I'll get you up there for top dono. Weather report for tomorrow. Durham, North Carolina, Wallace Wade Stadium. Not looking good, just to be honest. BJ Knowles Gray, what's up, man? I hope some Duke fans show up tonight. I'm actually looking forward to some Duke phone calls. I really am. No joke. 3:30 kickoff, so around 3 p.m. we're looking at 50% chance of showers. That's actually going to go up throughout the afternoon and into the evening. Rain and light rain. 48 degrees. It's going to be chilly and rainy. Woohoo. That's not good. I don't like that, but it is what it is. Let's also take a quick look at the tail of the tape. I'm going to pull a UFC here real quick. ESPN has Duke as an underdog in this game. I mean, I do get it. Technically, they are the worst football team at 4-7. Miami at 6-5, no matter how Miami Hurricanes fans feel about it. 67.4% chance of victory in this game. Duke, 32.6. Now, let's take a look a little bit at some of the average stats. I know I covered this in my preview video, but it was uploaded 3 days late. So there's a chance that a lot of people didn't see it. Average points per game, about the same. Miami, 29. Duke, 25. Points allowed, Miami, 20. Duke, 30. Average yards per game, Miami coming in around 390. Duke around 334. Yards allowed against them per game, Miami 310, Duke 391. So Duke's averaging almost 400 yards allowed against them per game. But here's the I feel you, Jay Wade. I feel you, man. Here's the big one. Here's the big one.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Coach Coop, the Canes will be just fine tomorrow. As always, it's all about the U. Let's go.
It's always all about the U, John Bird. Thank you for the 10, man. I'll get you up there on top dono as soon as we switch over screens. Thank you for the 10, man. I appreciate that. Canes fans showing me love and support even when we're down and out. Appreciate that, man. The biggest thing right here, and this is what I want to talk to some Duke fans about. Duke has 5 losses in a row. Lost to Wake Forest, Syracuse, Notre Dame, North Carolina, Virginia. When's the last time they won a football game? At the beginning of October. Now, as Canes fans, I don't have a lot of room to trash talk. Trust me, I get it. But drop 5 games in a row. That's not good for the morale of Duke. Think of it this way. I talked about it in my preview video. I see the U, DJ. I see the U, man. Let me get you up there real quick, John. Appreciate that, man. What does Duke have to play for other than trying to not end their season on an L? This is a question I'm posing to Miami fans and Duke fans alike in the chat. What does Duke have to play for other than trying to not just end their season on a loss? They get no bowl game. Other than maybe just that, you're competitive and you just don't want to lose, right? Which you assume most football players don't.
This is what it take.
Right?
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Sorry, Coop. I was playing NBA 2K19 while watching.
Austin Cruz, you're fine, buddy. Thank you for another $1.99. I appreciate it, man. Let me get a check. Are there any Duke fans in here right now? There's at least one. I believe BJ was a Duke fan, right? Because y'all know we lost to Duke last year. 20-12, if I'm not mistaken. Coop, what did FIU have to play for to beat Miami? Same as Duke. You're right, Randy. That's why I'm asking you guys. What does Duke have to play for? The pride of beating Miami at home? There you go. Yeah. Any Duke fans, speak now or forever hold your peace, unless the numbers grow. 73 people in here. Out of 73 people, are any of you Duke fans? I'm waiting. Hold up here. Duke fans. I'm waiting for Duke fans. No Duke fans. All right, fine. That's all right. I was really looking forward to conversations with the Duke fans. All right, whatever. All right. Well, then I'll bring up some points to talk about Duke, since the Duke fans are not here to talk about their team. So for Duke, let's talk about their redshirt senior quarterback, Quentin Harris. Has thrown 15 touchdowns so far this season, but he's also thrown 11 interceptions. So we're discussing the bad at the moment. He's thrown almost as many interceptions as he has touchdowns. He's technically a dual threat quarterback, and he has posed a run threat early on in the season. But as the season has progressed, teams have found a way to shut that down. So can Miami continue to do the same as these opponents have done? You're a Duke fan? All right, music lover. All right. Also, their number one back has not had a 100-plus yard game this season. Not a single one. Again, I'm talking about the negatives. If you want to look at some positives, Duke does have a pretty good tight end, and look for them to target him a lot tomorrow. Noah Gray, 6'4", 240. He leads the team in receptions. Look for them to target their tight end a ton tomorrow. They're going to lean on him, especially on third downs, like 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. They're going to be looking to get the ball to Noah Gray.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
When we went to MRO, who do you think would be a legit team to play in a bowl game?
Bears, Cubs, Canes, thank you for the 5. Listen, people may not agree with this. What do you guys think? Okay, my opinion really doesn't count with this, and I'm going to tell you why. I would like to see Miami play the Tennessee Volunteers. I would like to see Miami play the Tennessee Volunteers. I would. And I'm going to give you a couple reasons why. If they could play in like the Music City Bowl in Nashville, that's like 2 hours from my house. That may or may not happen. But also, I am surrounded by Tennessee Vol fans. So, you know how great that would be? Oh, I would love it. Thank you for the 5, Bears, Cubs, Canes. What about you? Who would you like to see them play? But you got to understand that Tennessee's on an upward swing, right? Let me look at Tennessee. They got the same record as we do. Tennessee has won the last 4 in a row. They beat South Carolina, UAB, Kentucky, and Missouri. And they have the same record as we do. And it's an SEC team, and I live in Tennessee. So please. Please. I'd love to see it. Don't Wisconsin again. No. I don't want Wisconsin again, and it has nothing to do with losing to them 2 bowl games in a row. It has nothing to do with that. I don't want to play Wisconsin again. I'm sick and tired of seeing that red. No. Coop, when are you taking calls? here in maybe 5 more minutes. About 5 more minutes. I like to give my spiel, you know. And then we're definitely taking calls. And I'd like to get you in if you could, if you don't mind, Logan. I have a feeling there's going to be less phone calls tonight. There's just not as much hype around this game. There's going to be still a lot of hype, I think, surrounding the bowl game. Kind of no matter what. But
to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
As sad as it may sound, I want FIU.
a lot of people have said that, Logan. They could play it up as the rematch, the game that Miami shouldn't have lost but did, and then for FIU an opportunity to prove that we actually are better than Miami because we'll beat you 2 times in a row kind of scenario. They could play that up big time, you know? So that's a moneymaker right there. That's a money bowl. Appreciate the 2, Logan. Also, with Duke, their defense is not that great. You can see the points that have been put up on them recently. Wake Forest put up 39. Syracuse put up 49. Notre Dame put up 38. Did I see your Instagram comment, Coop? I think so, Phoenix. I think you were asking if you can call in. And if that's the case, you absolutely can call in, for sure. Again, they've lost 5 in a row. No bowl game. They have 27 turnovers so far this season, which ranks 129 out of 130. Turnovers on turnovers on turnovers. Could that mean that Miami finally gets a pick 6 or a scoop and score in this game? It'd be nice, right? So realistically, they're not that good. They're not that good, okay? Duke fans, hear me out. You're not that good of a football team. But also hear me out. Miami lost to FIU last week. You know? Miami has consistently been outcoached in several games this season. It's very possible, if Miami does drop this game, that we get outcoached. I understand that Duke is struggling, but David Cutcliffe is going into, his 11th season as a head coach at Duke? It's very possible that we could get outcoached in this football game. It's a real possibility. And we've just been so inconsistent. We lost to FIU last week and we played bad. I've seen us bounce back after playing bad. I've seen us continue to look bad after playing bad. There is no consistency there. So just because we it doesn't mean that because we played bad that we're going to come out angry and have a really good game. We're too inconsistent to do that. You know? I can't say yes or no to that. So, with all that being said, in case you missed my score prediction, we thought they would just lay down. But see, I've said that a lot in the past. But I feel like if we ever get to a point to where we feel like a team is just going to lay down, what's wrong with the mentality of our team? Because nobody's going to lay down and give us a win. So is our mentality that off that we ever think anyone's just going to lay down? Like, I see what you're saying, though, Hurricane Central. I see what you're saying. Overall, yes, Randy. Overall, yep. So with all that being said, last regular season game of the year. I hope you guys are still pumped. I can tell that there's less excitement for this game. Like I said, I get it. But this is the last regular season game of the year. Literally after tomorrow, we're going to have to wait weeks probably for a bowl game. And then after that, it's going to be month after month after month of no college football for Miami fans. So enjoy it. And with all that being said, what do you think? What do you think? Why does Coop have Miami winning 38-17? I saw so many people say, Coop, you lost to FIU. Coop, Coop, you lost to FIU and you think you're going to beat Duke? Duke's not a good football team. Are we playing inconsistent, like I said, and is there a chance that we could get out coached in this game? Yes, but I don't think that it happens. I don't think that it happens. This is not about me being a homer. This is what I think will happen, is 38-17. I don't think, I don't know. Duke is just bad, okay? Duke is just bad. It has nothing to do with me, again, being a homer, thinking that we're better than what we are. We're struggling in a lot of areas, but I do not think we lose to Duke. I don't. So with that being said, let me get the phone line opened up. I want to hear from you guys. Let's see some participation tonight from Miami fans or Duke fans, because I know that people, like I said, are not as excited about this game. And it's the last regular season game. I'm going to be pumped. I'm going to be pumped tomorrow still to watch this game. We got Mama Coop in the building with the Go Canes. Mama Coop believes. But bring your realistic expectations. Bring your realistic predictions, no matter what they are. And let's get you on the line and let's hear what Miami and Duke fans have to say about this game. So let me get the phone line opened up. Duke beat Georgia Tech. Yep. And they did. But the thing is you could look at so many scenarios like that. Such and such beat this team, but then this team beat this team, but then that team beat that team, which means that we would probably beat that team. It is what it is. Thank you, Bayou141 Films, for the 5. Yeah, I just didn't see at this point in the season, being year 1, there's no way that Enos or Baker was going to get fired while the season is still going. I don't even think it'll happen in the offseason, but there's definitely no way that it happens during the season.
This is what it takes.
No way it happens.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Disappointed Manny didn't fire the OC or the DC.
Appreciate your 5, Bayou1. Yeah, no way it happens. All right, so the phone line is open, 865-229-4131. Let's try to keep the calls to 10 minutes or less. And let's cycle through and get some people on the phone. And let's see if we can get a Duke fan. Let's see. Ooh, up in the ice and snow. Ooh. What's going on? We got Hurricane Logan in the building.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up? I'm all right. No complaints. What about you?
About the same. After seeing the recruiting lately, I'm all right. Honestly, after how the season has been, with 2 of the most disappointing losses with Georgia Tech and FIU, to sit there and see the recruits that we're bringing in kind of gives me a little bit of faith going into next season.
Yeah, if you really think about it, I'll say one thing. Because I'm always that guy that says, win and they come. Win and, you'll bring in the recruits. But there is also that other side of it. This is not better than winning necessarily, but there is also that side of players seeing that they can come in and play immediately, potentially, have an immediate impact. And there are some guys that say, hey, I'm a Cane. I want to come in and be what makes a change in this program, what helps turn it around. There is that side of it also, aside from just winning games.
So one thing I'll say is, just like myself and everybody in the chat, I know a lot of people are pissed off at Manny Diaz and the staff with losing to Georgia Tech and FIU and just games that we shouldn't have lost. But at the same time, we have a staff that's learning on the job. Dan Enos has never been an offensive coordinator. Blake has never been a defensive coordinator, and Manny's never been a head coach. Does that give us an excuse for those losses? No. But at the same time, to sit there and be as down as we are this season, and yet to pull out the 2 top running backs in Florida, this 2020 class is special. And the reason I'm telling you that is because these guys are committed to the program. They don't care about what you were saying is different from my opinion. They don't care about coming in and starting. They are committed to the program. They want to come in and be here for Miami. They want to compete. They don't care if they're second or third string. They want to be here and create competition and bring loyalty to the program, which is what we need on both coaching and player level. And it's something that we've lacked. You know, can you imagine if we would have had David Njoku his senior year? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he left as a sophomore to the Browns. You know, it's just key players like that. And I just think with this 2020 class and, you know, these guys who are in a group chat together, like, this is an amazing class, and it may not be so much of a talent, but it's more so off of how dedicated they are to the university and the staff. That's really important. It really is.
Yeah, and I've heard that a lot of these guys really like the staff that's here currently. Because I know a lot of people were talking about, you know, oh, with this losing record and with all this drama and all this stuff, there's no way. And a lot of these guys are talking very highly of Enos and Baker and Diaz and stuff. So, I mean, they like them a lot. Now, what do you think about you may not want to comment on this, and I'll ask you in the chat too, because now everyone's saying, okay, so we got Harrell, we got Knighton, is Flo next?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
I know, it's all hypothetical.
These kids drive my mind insane, so my answer to that is I don't know. I don't know.
This is what it takes.
I hope so, but if not, then good luck to whoever he goes. You know, I'm not
it's
like
all
other
on the players.
fans
Push each other and check
I
themselves.
see some crazy stuff on
Dominate.
Twitter, man, who just, these guys trash kids who decommit or whatever. They absolutely trash them, and it's not right. It's not right to trash kids. I mean, those kids are in high school, and then at the same time, you got kids who play for your university that you're a fan of, and you're going to sit there and trash them. I get it if you have your opinion, but there's certain ways to go about it. And I think a lot of fans get really personal with our kids on Twitter, and it's not right.
Yep, and unfortunately, it's part of the current generation and world we live in with the social media and whatnot. So,
yeah,
what are you going to do? But
I mean, tomorrow's game, I really expect us to come out. I mean, tomorrow should be personal. Tomorrow should just be personal, not because it's Duke or anything. It should just be about how this whole season has been. This whole season has just been a disaster. Honestly, it's been a disaster. And then when you sit there and you go out and you lose to FIU and you got those guys talking about how they're the real Miami University, all that nonsense, like tomorrow should just be personal for Miami. It should be personal for them. And there's no reason that we don't come out with a chip on our shoulder and play a full four-quarter game. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to lie, tomorrow, and especially the bowl game, is something where I'm really going to look at the staff and say, all right, who needs to go? Because tomorrow in the bowl game is what I'm looking at to consider who I do not want on this staff.
Yeah. And I got to say that I know it's not a huge difference, but 7-5 sounds a lot better than 6-6.
Yeah, I mean, and the crazy part is neither of that sounds like this year's team. That's the bad part about it, man. And I got to ask you a question, too. What do you think about Jeff Thomas? You think he's going to come back?
Oh, man. I think that if he consults some people and they tell him, we think that you could be drafted, even if it's like third round or four, or, whatever, later on in the draft, I think he leaves. I think he's gone.
I think Jeff should come back. I think he should, but I don't think he will.
Exactly. Now I'm 100% on the same page with you for that. I think he should, but you're right. I do not think he will. If there's any chance that he could
He'll
go,
outperform the combine all day.
Yep. I know. I think Jeff Thomas is gone.
It's kind of disappointing too. And then when you look at the recruits, like I'm glad that we have the two best running backs in Florida coming back. But then you look at what we've done with Lorenzo Lingard and stuff like that. It's like, are we going to use these guys that we're getting? Our staff needs to step up and quit being political and play the best player, period. We need to play the best players. And if we don't, it's going to hurt our locker room more. It's going to create that culture that Manny Diaz keeps saying he's trying to get rid of. But it's going to create that unedged culture that we don't want. We don't want that. And DJ Dallas is out for the season, so I'm going to tell you right now, there's no reason we shouldn't see Lorenzo tomorrow. I've said it every time I've called in on your show.
This
that
is
I
what it
hope
takes.
to see him. and we haven't.
To where
But
the U
tomorrow, there is
on
no
the side of
reason
your
we
helmet.
shouldn't. There's
Flo
really no
is going
reason.
Clemson.
We need to see this guy. Throw him some sweeps, get him in space. He's one of the fastest players on the team. At one time, he ran a 4.28 on this team. He's fast. Give him space, let our guys block for him, and see what he can do.
Yeah, and I've heard Canes fans, they're so back and forth on this because I see so many Canes fans that are like, yeah, it'd be cool to see him come ball out. And then there are also Canes fans who are like, I'm going to be so mad in a way when he comes in and balls out. And then I know that he was struggling with injuries and stuff a little bit on and off, but they were like, I'm going to be so frustrated.
It's true, though. It's true because they're right. Those guys are right because I kind of have the same mindset. You look at a guy like Gregory Rousseau, who missed, the first 4 games starting, and Manny Diaz's excuse was, oh, well, he didn't have a good spring. And, and then you had a guy like Scott Patchen who he's all right, but he was playing over Hill, and Hill is much better than him. So that just goes back into the whole, you got to play your best players. And that's something that's been hurting us all season. We have to play our best guys, and the coaches need to put their emotions aside and just play the best players, because if they would have been doing that from the jump, we wouldn't be in the situation we are now.
And that's something I said in my – a lot of people – that got a ton of dislikes, the 5 ways to fix the Miami Hurricanes. One of the things I said was play –
that was an awesome video.
Play some of the younger guys. Seniority should – I'm sorry, but I think seniority should mean nothing. If a younger guy is a better football player than you and he shows it, then that guy plays.
It shouldn't.
I don't care.
And it's shown off of Manny Diaz's interviews how he always talks about how he can't wait for this 2020 class. I can tell you right now, I'm not a psychic, but I truly believe that Manny Diaz is disappointed in the senior leadership in this class. He's disappointed.
I think you're right.
He's disappointed because those guys have not stepped up. They haven't.
Some people –
these seniors that we have are supposed to be so talented. The talent and the leadership is 2 different things. But, none of that has came together this whole season. It's been inconsistency, and I just think guys haven't stepped up at the senior role that they should have been doing.
Yeah, because I've seen some people mention that they feel like, and this is not to pick at specific players or anything, because, these guys are wearing the U on their chest. They're Miami family. But a lot of people have said they feel like, in Diaz, when he's done a lot of these interviews where he talks about either the cancer on the team or the disease or we're not the right mindset and this and that, a lot of people have said they think maybe that he's referring to a lot of guys in this senior class, potentially.
Right.
That he's actually kind of waiting for those guys to graduate and move on and bring in these new guys.
He wants his guys, and I know people are going to say that Manny's he's been on defense for so long, but he's the head coach now. He's the head coach. He's trying to change the whole culture of the team.
It's different.
Yeah, and that's something I can relate to. Being in the military, being a leader, it's very hard to change your culture and your team of your soldiers. It's really, really difficult. It's hard. It's really hard because people talk, and you get these cliques formed up and stuff like that, and that creates separation. And that goes back to what can be created in the locker room. It does show on the field. It obviously has this year. And I know a lot of people aren't fans of our staff learning on the job, but guess what? That's who we hired. That's not Manny Diaz's fault. It's not Dan Enos' fault. That's who we hired. And that is what it is. But I think they're going to learn on the job. And the biggest thing that I'm still sticking with is I think Manny Diaz is going to make adjustments in the offseason with what's best for our program. I don't think it's right to throw him under the bus yet. I think this dude's really trying his butt off, and he's committed to this university, and we got to give him a bigger chance than what are we at right now? 11 games. We have to give the guy a better shot.
Yeah, because some
of the losses that have happened are not excusable, but at the same time, I don't want to throw him out yet because, when you sit there and you constantly bring in a new staff, we went 5 seasons right now with 3 different staffs. That's terrible for kids. They have to learn a whole new system. They have to learn how to trust these coaches. It's not good.
A lot of times you and I have talked about it, and I think we've been on the same page all year because you've never called for, and I haven't, but I want to double check with you. You've never called technically for Manny Diaz's head, correct?
I never will.
Okay.
I've called for one
that's
guy,
my thing.
And in the beginning it was Butch Berry.
That's where I talked
about.
After
seeing our offensive line produce, I'm going to give Butch Berry the chance.
That's where I've talked about, as frustrated as I've gotten, It wouldn't make sense, even as frustrated as I've gotten with Enos, for instance, or Baker, as mad as I've gotten. And you guys in the chat, please tell me if I'm wrong, because a lot of people disagree with me on this. I still never even thought it would have made sense for Diaz to fire Enos or Baker 6 games into the season. I feel like, what do we gain out of that, really, if you think about it?
We go backwards worse.
These changes, if they are going to happen, are going to happen in the offseason. There's no way it was ever even an option, because I saw people in the last press conference after FIU say, if Manny Diaz doesn't fire anybody, I'm done. He's going to fire that. We got 1 regular season game left in a bowl game. He's going to fire Enos or Baker or whoever now. We don't really gain anything out of it at that point. I don't think.
That's the thing. That's the thing, too, though, is what if Manny Diaz sits down in the offseason and tells Dan Enos what he wants to be adjusted with the offense? That's good. And what if it happens? Do we know that? No. Now, personally, if that happens, great. And if it's executed and the offense changed, then that's good. But at the same time, if Manny were to get rid of Enos in the offseason, I want Major Applewhite, straight up.
Interesting. Yeah, I've seen other people throw that name around again, because I know, it was tossed around when Manny Diaz was looking for an OC.
But bottom line, I personally, I'm pissed off, and I'm really mad at the staff. But at the same time, I can't get too mad because they're learning on the job, and it's kind of their fault in some scenarios, but it's really not, because they were hired to be put in that position. So I think as long as they make the adjustments, then we'll be okay. I really do.
This might be a bold prediction, but I say no one gets fired during the offseason. If someone leaves and accepts a different job, that's a different story, but I say no one gets fired in the offseason.
I don't think anyone will either.
No.
I don't think anyone will either, because it's Dan Enos' first year. This is Manny Diaz's first year, and we know how Blake, with his relationship with Manny Diaz, I don't think he fires him either. I think a lot of adjustments will happen, and if they don't, we'll know next season, because our first 3 games are cupcakes, and then I think we play Michigan State, so we'll know right away there's still issues.
So real quick, because I know I keep throwing different topics and things out there. What do you said you think that we get the win tomorrow? You don't even have to give a score prediction if you don't want, because I know some Canes fans are sick of that at this point. Are you thinking, is it a big win? Is it a close game?
Dude, I have no idea, man.
Yeah.
Honestly,
it's hard to say.
No idea. We could come out flat tomorrow, and we could all be pissed off, and our weekend could be ruined.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's how it could be. I don't know. Personally, if I was a player on the team, I don't know why you wouldn't want to win big against Duke. Duke's not the same team they've been. They're really bad this year. They've lost, like you said, they lost 5 straight.
They're bad.
Smoked. They've gotten smoked by bad teams, and I mean, I'm looking at it more of a coaching perspective because of the experience on Duke's staff.
Yep.
I mean, FIU absolutely predicted our RPO slants, and that's something that hurt us, and we didn't adjust at all. So I expect us to come out there with some game plan, and if it's not being executed properly, or more so not working because they're coaching to that level, then we need to make adjustments. And the biggest thing with this game is we need to run the ball. The last game against FIU, 3 running backs averaged over 7 yards a carry, and for whatever reason, we stopped running the ball and we didn't run it as much. We have to run the ball against the team.
Even if
I don't
you
care
take
if DJ is out.
if you take DJ out of the equation, I'm still even pretty confident with what Cameron Harris can do. And I feel like, especially in short yardage situations, we've seen him very limited, but I'm confident in Gray. So
yeah, I mean, I'm
the ball.
confident in all our running backs. I'm confident in all our running backs, and we just picked up 2 of the best ones in Florida. So
and then if Lingard does play tomorrow,
that's on Enos to call those plays and put our running backs up in good scenarios. But there's no reason that we shouldn't run for over 200 yards tomorrow, honestly.
That's why I get it, because I understand where people are coming from, and I say the same thing because we're inconsistent. But I still say there's really no reason why we should lose this game tomorrow. I mean, there are reasons I can give some, But overall, if you line us up, like I said in my preview video, talent-wise, athleticism, we are better than Duke. Again, and you touched on it as well. I touched on it earlier and in my preview video. I would worry about getting outcoached. And then it is apparently, I guess, supposed to be 40 degrees and pouring rain. But
That's the bad part.
both teams are in the rain.
I've seen our team.
So
Sadly, a lot of the games I've been to has been cold, freezing games, and our team just looks flat in those games. So hopefully, honestly, I think the best way to perform good in this cold of a game is to keep our offense on the field. Our offense has to be on the field.
all right, Hurricane Logan, I'm gonna go through and hopefully get a Duke fan on the line at some point tonight and see if they can talk about their team a little bit.
But hey, take care to you, Coop. It's always good talking to you, and take care to the chat also.
I appreciate you calling in, and hopefully we'll be having a good time tomorrow around 5 o'clock.
I'll know by the first quarter. We'll see.
Yep, you're right. I'll talk to you then. See you. That was Hurricane Logan. What's a Duke fan? There's 2 or 3 here, and I would love for them to call in. Eric Birch, Coop. Thank you for the $2 dono, man.
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Coop.
I wish she would read it out like that. I wish she would. And I'm loving the participation in the chat. I'm seeing what you guys are putting. In there. What's going on? Who do we have on the line?
You got Phoenix guys on the line. What's up, Coop?
What's going on?
Not much. What should we start up with?
We were kind of focusing on Miami versus Duke, but you can also, if you had anything to say about recruiting or the current state of Miami or coaches or anything like that, that's cool too. So that or the Duke game, either way.
I was talking to DJ Dallas at the spring game, and one thing he said when I asked him if he was going to declare for the draft, he refused to answer. And I noticed that I think he's going to declare for the draft because he has a kid. So he's going to need that money.
And that's something where I do want them to do what's best for them. As much as it can suck sometimes because we want Miami to be great and we want the good players to stay and stuff. I mean, if you actually put yourself in his situation, if he could get drafted, it makes more sense for him. It really does.
Yes.
So I got no problem with that.
All right. So coaching staff-wise, I think Manny Diaz, the way we started off the season was a lot different than what we should have. Because Manny talked about how good we should be. It didn't look – that's not the Miami he was talking about when we played against UF, you know? It's like he talked all this, he talked this and this and this, like we were going to be like this. But we didn't see that on the field. You know? It's like he talked about our offense was going to be consistent, the best, and it's like he didn't even – I expected a lot more out of Manny Diaz, but – then again, he's never coached before.
Yeah, and that's something that I kind of keep going back to, that people get a little upset. But again, like we said, it doesn't excuse a loss to FIU. It doesn't excuse a loss to Georgia Tech. But it is his first season as a head coach. This is what it takes. It was his first time, at least, as far as I know,
Coop, can I call next Logan made a point.
Right? You know, going out, I want this guy, I want that guy, you know. So your expectation needs to be to win a national championship, especially if you're the head coach. That needs to be the goal. But maybe he thought he had a better game plan, or that we were going to be better than what we actually ended up being. I mean, again, that there's a weird line you have to draw there, because you've got to expect a national championship. That's your goal. But just saying, you know, because it is his first time, like we said, being a head coach. So you live and you learn, and he is kind of learning this season and kind of learning on the job, whether we like it or not.
Another thing is I went to the UF and Miami game myself. Not only that, I went to about almost all the home games. every single game that I've been to, we have showed momentum. But when we went into this FIU game, there was no momentum whatsoever. We came into this game way too confident. Now that just gives FIU the confidence that we can easily beat them. We underestimated them, in my opinion.
I think that even if we didn't underestimate them, I feel like the amount of passion and a chip on their shoulder type football they played, I don't know. I think it would have been kind of hard to beat them either way, honestly. And again, when you factor in the coaching experience, if you really think about it, man, like we were kind of just doomed in that game. It's still not an excuse, but.
Yes. Now, coming into this Duke game, I feel like we should just dominate this game. Now, worst case scenario, it's a close game, but that's not what should happen. I think we clearly have more talent on that field than Duke.
Yep.
But one thing we don't have is the same coaching experience.
You're right.
Now, I think if Manny's smart and calls the right plays, I think we'll be just fine. First thing we should do going into this game, establish a running game. That's the first thing we have to do is seeing if we can run the ball against these guys so we can start putting in some play actions.
And as I said, I love DJ, but we can do that without him.
Now, how do you feel about possibly playing Tate Martell in this game?
Like as in, do I want it to happen or would I expect it to happen? Or
would you want it to happen?
I don't have anything against Tate Martell. I'm not the because there are both sides of this. There are people that are like, oh, whatever, Tate Martell, he's a Miami Hurricane, and there are people that like, I hate that dude.
To where the you.
I'm gonna let it read out Bergie Stono real quick.
Hey Coop, I just pulled the hammy again. LOL.
Oh, Bergie, my leg. Hold on, my leg. Okay, we're good. Just kidding. No, I wouldn't really want to see him this game, but I wanted to establish first that I don't have a problem with him. It's not that. And I don't even know, actually, I know he's not going to be present at the Duke game, right? Or am I wrong? I can't remember. I've seen both, but I don't think so just because maybe they had trouble evaluating some of these quarterbacks in the offseason. Maybe not. I don't know. But I do think that he, like I've said in the past, he's at that number 3 position for a reason. He took some reps at wide receiver for a reason because he really just didn't think he was going to get any play time as the quarterback. So I don't think he would see play time. And honestly, I would probably especially this late in the season, prefer to not see him play in this game. What about you?
Okay, like realistically, we have Jaron Williams, we have N'Kosi Perry, we got Tate Martell, and we have that other quarterback. I think he's a transfer, I believe, as well.
Talking about there's Proctor and Matoka.
Yes. So we have this new quarterback incoming next year. Realistically, one of our top 3 quarterbacks are transferring. Has to be. Jaron Williams, I think, is going to stay. N'Kosi Perry, I think he has an idea of transferring. Now, Tate Martell, I think he has a more likely to transfer than all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Because Tate wants to play. Tate wants to be in a game where he's going to start. Now, I think it's going to be a close matchup between Jaron and Van Dyke.
I like Van Dyke. I like that guy.
Yes. Now, realistically, I think Van Dyke will bring good vibes to the team. Bring in a quarterback that runs under Dan Enos's, what do you call it? His
At this point, I don't know.
I just want to win games. I just want a quarterback that's going to be out there knowing this offense like the back of his hand.
Yeah. And I mean, it would help to have a quarterback. I mean, obviously, we could get into a lot. We need a better offense from Enos. And it would also help to have a quarterback in there that really just takes control of the team. Because I still don't see – I understand that a lot of it's on Enos with his play calling and this type of offense we're running. I'm going to be honest, though. whether this plays a
Mhm.
part in it or not, and you can give me your opinion and everyone in the chat can give me their opinion. I don't look at Jaron Williams and say that guy's a leader. I don't look at
He's too
N'Kosi
young.
Perry and say that guy is a leader. And I get Jaron Williams, this would be his first season as a starter. But I know plenty of guys that come in and they get in guys' faces and they're pumping the team up and everyone looks to them. When everything's going bad and everything's not looking good, they look to that guy because that guy picks them up, that guy makes something happen. I don't see that out of the guys that we have at the moment at the quarterback position from who we've seen play and get snaps. And I
I
don't
feel
know if
like we could
anybody
get
else
with all
feels the
three.
same way.
Like with like for example, when Jaron Williams threw that interception, did Manny Diaz yell at him? Did he tell him better luck next time? Like, is he disciplining his players as a head coach like he should? I think Manny Diaz is a little bit too nice, but I think he should really get onto these players because it's all about discipline. That's why Nick Saban's players get scared because he knows that there's another person right behind him that could take their spot.
I would not want to get chewed out by Saban. I can tell you that.
Like I like the way Saban has it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I agreed when you said on social media we should all log off of social media, like the players.
No
Because
one
with
agrees.
Saban's
No one
players,
agrees. Do you agree with me on that?
I agree
You
because
do?
when Saban's
Okay, no
players
one
start
does.
the season, when Saban starts the season, you see all his players off of social media because it's just distraction. It's a legitimate distraction.
Because I see
I
people
think
tell me,
they should take a break.
well, Coop, look at LSU or look at Ohio State. They don't have any kind of ban on social media or limit their players or this or that. I get it, but the last thing we need with the kind of football we're playing is another distraction. I'm
But
just
that's what
saying.
got us problems in the first place.
Yeah.
You know, like Manny Diaz made the hashtag the new Miami. Is this really the new Miami? Is this what the new Miami is going to be like?
And I'm not
I mean,
saying that all of a sudden you implement when the season starts, it's lights out or limited social media, and all of a sudden we win a national championship because of that. It's not that. But again, it eliminates another distraction that we don't need so we can focus on football, right?
Yes, I agree. I see that because when it comes to social media, these hurricane players, they see, oh, they're talking this about Miami, oh, they're talking about that about Miami. That shouldn't be a worry. All we should worry about is who's our next opponent, what should we do, let's go from there. It's not, oh, well, ESPN says this, oh, this article says that. Like, we shouldn't pay no attention to that.
And I don't see the issue if your idea is to be a future player in the NFL. If you're focusing on what you want your career to be, I don't see what the big deal is in limiting social media for 4 months a year.
Like, look at Jaron Williams. Right before the season started, he said, logging off.
Yeah.
Logging off of Twitter for a while. And look at him. He won the leading role in starting quarterback. You know,
What,
goes to show. Like,
so are you willing to give any type of, and again, I people aren't feeling like doing it tonight, so I ask, but you can just say, no thanks, we win or we lose. Are you willing to give a score prediction or win or loss, Miami versus Duke?
35-17.
35-17. Oh, within 3 points of me. Okay, so I got to like it. Okay. I like it. Now, what'd you say your YouTube username was one more time?
Phoenix guys.
Oh, you're Phoenix. Okay.
Yes.
I got you. Because I try to save people's numbers in here if I don't already have it. I'm going to write yours down real quick.
Are you going to do any live streams over off season?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I will be doing live streams. I haven't actually done many up until this. This will be going on off season number 3, I guess, for us on this channel. I will be doing live streams during the off season. We're going to get into a lot of stuff. But I'm going to try to keep continuous content out and not really treat the off season as like taking a break. It'll actually be more expanding into areas that I haven't before. So getting deeper into recruiting and things like that.
Okay. By the way, where'd you get that hat from that you have in the back?
In the back
The
on the
orange
wall?
one. Yes.
The one on the top shelf with the marks like the
Yep.
one I have on, or the bottom one?
The top one.
The top one, I got it from Duh Nation, but I don't know if they still make the orange ones. I'm actually going to look while I have you on the phone, because you're like the 5th or 6th person to ask me that in a week. And I always say Duh Nation, and then I think they say they don't have it anymore. Let me look. They do have it.
Sitting right here. Oh, they do.
They
Okay.
do have it. I'll link Duh Nation in the stream for if anyone is looking for it. They don't have the black ones anymore, the one that I have on.
Okay.
But they do have the orange one. They're normally $25, and it looks like they're on sale for $20.
Oh, okay. I have a hat sitting right here signed by Jaron Williams and Shaq Quarterman signed
Oh,
it
nice.
after spring game.
Sweet.
Yes. All right, Coop. I'll let you get on with the game. You have a good night.
All right. I appreciate you calling in, man. I'll save your number.
Or go Canes.
All right, have a good one. I almost clicked in stream for some reason. Like, instead of clicking to hang up the phone, I almost clicked stop streaming. That would have been a mess up. Been here since off-season number 1. Things have changed a lot, haven't they, David? Hopefully for the better, and hopefully it's been improvements. Because they use social media to bring in other recruits. I mean, I see that side of it. I do. And I don't even think, whether it sounds fair or unfair, it's not a problem with coaches with social media. But I think when the season starts, the week that we prepare for game 1, social media access should be limited to an extent. Like, I don't even feel like you have to force them to. I feel like that if everyone's on the same page, they're like, yeah, let's get it. Let's grind. Let's focus. Let's lock in. I feel like that if everybody was taking it serious and their end goal was a national championship and that allowed them to be more focused on the game and getting better, I don't see what the problem would be. We got young Jedi Kane in the building. Lots of upgrades. We're trying. We're going to continue to make it even better, David. Next season, who knows what we're going to do. I might have a robot, Manny Diaz, behind me that I'll interview or something. I don't know. Who knows what we'll get into. Josh Mobley, what's up? Hope this season ends on a good note. Me too. Me too. Bergie says, am I the only one nervous about tomorrow's game? No, not at all. I mean, I do feel like, again, that Miami gets the win. However, Miami's so inconsistent that who knows? Who knows? So, no, I'm nervous as well. And thank you, Bergie, for the 3. Let me get Austin in here real quick. Austin, you want to call in? He said he had a comment about something that Logan said. If NCAA football comes back, go against me on a live stream, I'll do it, Crip. I'll do it. All right, call in, Austin. And then I see a 305 number calling in. I'll get you as well. I was saving a spot for Austin because he wanted to say something about what Logan said. Yep, you're right, Josh. It's all up in the air. Coop, upgrade BU as OC. I would be a terrible offensive coordinator. You would not want me. Now, I don't know what might be an upgrade over what we have now. What do you guys think? Okay, we need to play a game. I want you guys to humor me for a second. Okay? Take all the Miami Hurricanes YouTubers. Where would you put all of us position-wise if you had to build a Miami Hurricanes YouTubers coaching staff for Miami? So you got Coop, Wholesome One, Alonzo, Junior and the Big Dog, NMD TV. Where would you place us? Obviously, this is just fun and being goofy. But if any of you watch all of us, where would you put us? Where would you put us? Who would be the head coach? Who would be the OC? Who would be the DC? Who would be the strength and condition? Just the big ones. Just for fun, guys. We gotta have some fun around here sometimes, right? Because we're struggling right now. No problem, Phoenix. And no, I do that too. Anytime I get on the phone with anybody, Phoenix, I go blank a lot of times. Even when you guys call in, a lot of times I go blank. Zoe as the head coach, NMD as the DC. Okay. Cam Underwood is head coach. Okay. Are you legit calling to take over the coaching staff? Joseph, I'm just joking. It's just a joke. I do not realistically think I would be better than anyone on this coaching staff. Oh, you kid. Okay. I thought you were being serious. I was like, I'm just kidding. If anybody thinks that I think I'm better than anybody, any of these other coaches, you're wrong. I do not. I'm a fan and I enjoy Hurricanes football and college football, but I'm not an offensive coordinator. I'm not a defensive coordinator. I'm not a head coach. Zoe does look like Ed Reed. He does. No, Joseph, you're good. I thought you were serious. Sometimes sarcasm goes over my head. That's all. Coop for strength and conditioning. There we go. Put it. Y'all want muscles like this? Huh?
This
We
is
want
what
all
it
our
takes
players to be jacked like this?
to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
I called no answer, lol, face with tears of joy.
You want the team? Okay, I don't want to get demonetized. You want the team to have six-pack abs like this? Huh? No, I'm the crazy one. I'm the hype man. I'll be Sebastian. Austin, call in one more time. I'm sorry, man. I'm getting carried away. I'm the hype man. Is there a such thing as a full-time hype man? Yeah, I guess it's the mascot, isn't it? Coop, go eat something. I had some Chef Boyardee before this stream. Does that count? I'm not a big dude, David. Swag coordinator, yes. I'm writing that down. Have you really coached anything before? A little bit, yes, but nothing professionally. And I'll dive into it here in a second. Austin,
Hello?
what's up?
Okay, first I had a point about what Logan said earlier. And
All
this
right.
is a good point. My dad even said the same point, and I just thought I'd bring it to your attention. So basically, you know how people are saying, oh, and you even said this, how we play down to our competition?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that has been going on forever. That's probably, my dad even said that he's been a Canes fan longer than me. That's saying something. So he even said, oh, that's something that Miami's always had an issue with, is that they always play down to the competition.
Well, and that's something that I know this is probably not necessarily why you were calling in to answer it, and if you don't want to, then it's people in the chat can. But for times
No, I'll answer.
for times that is the case, how do you overcome that? Because that's really just all mental, then, right? If we're more athletic, we're more talented, but then if we do play down to competition, that's just a mental hurdle that needs to be overcome, right?
Yes, it is. Here's what I think, and this is something that I've noticed. If you look at, like, for example, the 2017 season, look how we played to start out the year. Yeah, there was a lot of close games that we were able to come out with. But at the same time, look how the season ended. And then pretty much Miami went to shit after that. You know, we got blown out by LSU. And then now look at LSU now. LSU is the number one team in the country.
Might even win the national championship.
I hope they do over
Potentially.
Ohio State.
I think
Sorry,
everybody.
Ohio State fans.
I think everybody, if they had to pull for one, I know you're. Listen, I only pull for Miami to win games. I know, but if they said,
Yeah, I know.
you got to pick one of these teams to win, I do not
I'm
think
just tired
most
of it
Miami
being
fans.
Clemson or Alabama. Thank God Alabama is out of the Final Four.
I think Alabama could lose to Auburn tomorrow.
That's
real.
what I'm saying, because they just lost Tua for the season. I think Tua's got, 1 year left on him after this year?
I honestly don't even know.
I saw that injury, and it looked bad.
Yeah, they do.
Like I said, and then, you even made a good point. You never want a player to get injured.
Oh, no, heck
But
no.
back to Miami. Yeah, but back to Miami. Honestly, what I think Manny Diaz should do is I think that he should just, honestly, how you know how you said you should let the young guys play?
Mm-hmm. Seniority means nothing to me.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree. I think that, honestly, I think people should just let players be themselves. Don't get cocky, because we have no reason to be cocky. So you making a point in your reaction video over against FIU and then all that, if how you see them dancing on the sideline after, even though you're losing, you shouldn't be doing that. That's not something that Miami legends have done. They don't celebrate after, even the Central Michigan game. You see them dancing on the sidelines and stuff. You don't, dude. You barely won.
Because what I saw some people saying is some guys are saying, I'm not upset at the dude for dancing on the sideline because he's trying to get the players pumped up. He's trying to bring some energy.
Yeah,
but
I
can see that at times. However, given the way that this season has gone, I feel like that to get guys pumped up, I want to see guys getting in each other's faces, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's something, if you, and you know what, there's a lot of former Miami Hurricane players, like, look what they're doing now in the NFL. Like, for example, Frank Gore, I think this season, it was against the Patriots. He just I think he hit the 15,000 rushing mark.
I saw him with some big catches and runs against my Cowboys on Sunday. He's still chugging along.
Like, yeah. I mean, he's a national champion. He's played in a Super Bowl in the NFL. I think he lost to another former Hurricane on the Baltimore Ravens. I think Reed was on that team, wasn't he? The Ravens?
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew they played against each other. Anyway, but how I think, you look at these legends and how they built, they did things differently. When they played their heart out. Some of these players, they do play their heart out, but I think since they're young, and all the social media nowadays, I think that they sometimes they overhype themselves, and they don't focus on the game. I think you just need to focus on the game. I think they're too worried about the turnover chain and the touchdown rings. Honestly, I think that they need to really take that away.
See, and I think
it's become a thing, but at the same time, it's become a liability.
I am actually fine with that. I would be fine with them taking it away. I get the argument of take it away almost like as if it's a punishment, like you guys haven't earned it.
Yeah, that's what
right?
I'm saying. It's like a one-game thing, and then see how it goes as a punishment.
No, I think, though, what you do is you just basically – okay, I'm going to say one thing to get it out of the way. Number one, I don't think it happens either way because I feel like that's just a thing that we do now. That's the thing that they associate with it. I'm not going to lie. I do know that recruits seem to like it. You see all their pics that are on social media, and they're rocking the turnover chain, the helmet with the the visor throwing up the U, and they've got the sledgehammer and all that stuff. They love it. But I feel like it would need to basically almost be like just retired. That way, so players aren't so sour about it and pitching a big fit about it.
You didn't see like the older players back in the day. They didn't care about this stuff. If you look at Miami, man, Miami was the team that everybody pretty much hated. Because how they used to, Miami is the team that really used to nail people. like when they tackled. It looked like they tackled to kill. I think the new Miami players need to have that kind of mentality. That aggressiveness. And sometimes they play with heart, but I just don't see them the effort.
As long as we don't get called for targeting, right?
That's right. Hey, yeah. Amari Carter, we're looking at you.
Yeah, I do. It is one of those crazy things too. You can make this argument. I'm getting into a whole nother video and stream here because we could go on about this. But again, how we talk about how college football has changed. College football is a lot different, and there are a lot of factors that play a part here when talking about social media and the impact that has. And just the way that you literally play football today is different than it was 15, 20 years ago. Heck, probably 5 years ago.
Exactly. It's been nearly 20 years since Miami won a national championship.
I
honestly want to get back to that.
Because, though, people say, I would take the turnover chain. Let me let it read this out real quick, and I want to address something.
On the side of your helmet.
I'd Coop, if I can't make it to the hangout tomorrow, you made this season bearable for me. Thank you for showing up all season long. This channel is going places.
Thank you, Josh Mobley. I appreciate the 10, man. I'm glad I made this season bearable for you. I appreciate that, Josh. I'll get you up there with John Bird for Top Dono. Thank you, man. Here's my series. I want you to answer if possible. And how many people are in the chat? 86 people. I want all of you to answer this for me as well.
Small chat today.
For people who do say, I think the turnover chain should be earned. I think that we should take it away, this and that. But you say that you still want it, like you want to bring it back. Here's my issue. If you say we take it away so we can bring it back, where's that line at? Who decides that now we've been successful enough, now you've earned it, now we bring it back out? That's why I say I feel like for me it would just have to be retired completely. I want it just gone. And again, not even as like a punishment, so to say. Like after this season, we say, okay, it's we're just dropping it. That's not our thing anymore. We're going to win football games. And like I said, you're right. G. Logan says it's bigger than the turnover chain. You are 100% right. But I just feel like, again, if you say let's take it away, when you earn it, we bring it back. Who decides where that line is when we bring it back?
I think it should be Manny Diaz.
But then where is that line, though? Like, you can't be like, okay, we won 2 games in a row, I'm bringing it back. Then we drop 3 games in a row, I'm taking away. Because then you kind of run into that kind of situation, I feel like.
Can I say something to that?
Yeah.
I think honestly, wait a season, like take it away for a season and see how the players react to it. I know it's became a thing and this and that, and I know I might get a lot of hate in the comments, in the chat, but honestly, I think one season, I think you need to learn, I think these players need to win games before they can really, I want to, I think it's just become a thing now. I just think you should just let them learn how to win a football game before you can start rewarding them.
So then I want to ask then in the chat, do you guys still want the turnover chain to be a thing? And the rings, like in general? I just want just a yes or no. Like, do you want it? I'm not talking about even specific circumstances, like if we win. Or do you want it to be a thing at all? Yes or no? Just simple question.
I think you should make a poll. I wish that was a possibility. You make a poll out of it.
Yeah, I can do like a straw poll, but I just kind of want to just see just general overall majority. Yes, people do.
True.
Yeah, because I bought the merch, says Josh. The chain is Miami.
I think they need to learn how to play. I think they just need to learn how to win before they can be rewarded.
Because other teams
being rewarded one thing.
I feel like a lot of teams did retire their turnover things and their touchdown things that they did last season when it was all big and huge. A lot of teams retired it this year.
Yeah, they want to gimmick Miami when they can't.
So majority is yes. People do want the turnover chain to be a thing. David says it's time to put it away. We shouldn't need a chain or ring to motivate our players. That you on your helmet should be motivation enough.
I think that I agree with that. That's a good.
Never
good
forget
point.
the
I agree.
turnover backpack. Can I get
Oh,
some rips in
jeez.
chat for the turnover backpack?
Oh my
I'm gonna put
God.
one. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
That
That
was so
turnover backpack.
That was so stupid.
I
It was
wish-
laughable. My dad was even laughing.
I wish they'd bring it back.
Exactly. I mean, they shouldn't have any reason to like keep it around, honestly, because they haven't been winning. I mean, they won the last couple games. I think they won like the last two. They beat Boston College, I think it was, and then they beat somebody else.
My
I don't
final
really keep track
opinion.
of FSU, really.
My final opinion on the chain is I actually do think that it should be retired after this season. I'm even fine with, maybe this sounds stupid, letting players wear it, like when recruits come in and stuff and they take the pictures. Like this may not make any sense at all. Like you're rocking the big
exactly.
305 chain, the big Cuban links or whatever. You're rocking the Miami U chain or whatever you want it to be, the touchdown rings. But they're not even actually like used in game. Maybe that means that they don't mean anything at that point, other than you just look cool, right? Because you're decked out in some jewelry.
Yeah.
You got some ice around your neck. But otherwise, I don't think it should be a game time thing that we do.
Exactly.
I just don't.
And that's why I agree with you. But what the reason why I said Logan made a lot of good points. But the number one point the reason why I called was because of how we always play down to our opponents, and that's always been a thing. The last who knows how long. I think we need to stop playing down to our opponents and just beat them, plain and simple.
I actually agree with what BT says. BT says rings are for champs.
People. Yes.
You're right.
But not the kind of rings that we wear. Not the kind of rings we're wearing right now. Those are not championship rings. I think we need to, honestly, I think Manny Diaz needs to take some notes out of Dabo Sweeney and Nick Saban's book. And there's a lot of comparisons, and I hate to bring the NFL into this but it's the truth. If you look at the New England Patriots, how they're always so successful. Yeah, people can call them cheaters, this and that. I hear it all the time. But Nick Saban and Bill Belichick are very much similar. They're all about winning and all about business. And honestly, as much as people disagree, I think Miami needs to go not exactly what they're doing, but at least go back to how we were when it was all business. I think we need to be all business.
And that's why I talk about eliminating the distractions. Social media,
and then
turnover chain, and touchdown rings.
Exactly. And another thing, the bye week. I think you need to be on the field. Catching reps. The coaches don't even have to be there. It can be a player's thing and just, throw the football around and practice your catching because, Miami has had a lot of dropped balls this year. Jeff Thomas dropped the football at it could have been, honestly, I think it was a pass interference. But anyway.
I really wish,
the last drive.
I was really hoping for more of an impact from Jeff Thomas this season because I was actually really hyped that he came back.
They were using him. I don't think they were using him.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it ends up being, whether it be coaches or him, whatever it is.
And I'm honestly looking forward to these recruits. I think that these recruits might actually be Miami's been very lucky to keep these recruits because of how we played against FIU and then Georgia Tech and even Virginia Tech.
Yeah, but I think, honestly, like Logan said, go ahead.
I think Miami really should be, honestly, right now, undefeated. Or at least one loss. I think our only loss, honestly, should have been to Florida. Only because of how Miami was in that game. But at the same time, honestly, I kind of figured it would be a loss because it's Florida, and Florida always plays us tough every time we played each other. There was I remember the time where Miami was down, 20-something points, and they came back and won. I remember that game.
We were the cardiac Canes for a bit.
I think we just need to focus on winning football games. That's all I have to say, really.
I like it. I have
still
no
ride or die.
disagreement with that statement at all.
Yeah, and I know a lot of Canes fans would probably say the same thing. I think that we just need to focus on winning, put all the distractions away, and just focus on winning games.
All right, Austin. I appreciate you calling in. I'm gonna try to get as many more people through as
Yeah.
possible.
Don't forget to save my number.
Yeah,
You keep
I know. I
forgetting.
keep saying that, and then I keep forgetting to do it. I have it. Okay. I was about to show it on screen. I don't want to do that. I want to give your number to almost 100 other people. I've got it. I've got it wrote
Yeah.
down right here. I'd have to pay to get you a new phone.
I'll save you down in here too. I'll put you down in here too.
All right. Sounds good, Austin.
All right, man. Good talking.
All right.
Go
Same.
Canes.
Peace out. Oh boy. But yeah, Austin, I saved your number. It's this one right here, right? Can you verify it for me? That's it, right? So man, people don't really agree with me on the social media stuff and the turnover chain stuff. Listen, when we get a turnover tomorrow, you know what I'm probably going to do? I'm probably going to put the chain on. And people tell me that I'm being a hypocrite by saying that, but it is what we do right now. Like, do you see the difference? Right now, we do rock the turnover chain when we get a turnover. We do break out the touchdown rings when we get a touchdown. But I'm saying once this season is over, make some changes. Transition to football without them. You know? It's not the end of the world. Nick Polly 48 stepping up to Canes fam level 2. Thank you, Nick Polly 48. Appreciate that, man. We'll see if we can get a Duke fan up in here. Maybe this is a Duke fan. Let's find out. Thank you, Ghost. I appreciate it, man. Like I said, I'm reading what you guys are putting. Robert. What's going on? Did we finally get a Duke fan on the line?
Yes, sir.
You are a Duke fan?
Oh, no, I'm not a Duke fan. No.
Man, I'm just messing with you, man. I was trying to throw you for a loop when I answered.
No.
I'm just remaining hopeful that a Duke fan will call in tonight. I've not had a fan of the opponent call in since FSU, I'm pretty sure.
Unless we're talking basketball, I don't think any Duke fans are going to log on tonight, man.
You're right. So, who do I have on the line, actually?
I called him before. It's Alex.
Alex?
Yeah.
All right.
In the chat, I'm Hurricane Central, but, you know.
Gotcha. So let's talk about, we can talk about whatever you want. Either the game, recruiting, state of the program. You just start the conversation, and I'll go with the flow.
All right. Well, really high on the menu, but I'm just super freaking disappointed about how this season has turned out, bro. Like, I've been a Canes fan since I'm 16, but I've been a Canes fan since I'm 6 years old. So I've never even really seen, like, I've never been around a good, like, Miami Hurricane team, except for maybe 2017. But we thought we were a lot better than we actually were.
Yeah,
like that's a whole different story. But you know, like, really thought we could see that this year, and we thought we'd be like 10-2, 11-1, maybe only lost to Florida or Virginia, like around there. And it's like, something on Twitter, the only teams we've beaten have been above 500, but we can't close out on teams like Georgia Tech or FIU or Virginia Tech or UNC. Like, it's just, like, mind-boggling to me. I can't understand it.
Yep.
And I'm not saying fire, man. Even though firemen and a loss to FIU is unacceptable. But I'm not saying fire Manny, but, like, I am super disappointed. I can't deny that.
Right, and I'm in the same boat where I've said, I mean, obviously you guys have seen that I'm frustrated because I put out the videos and the streams of me venting and talking about it. But I am in the same boat. I am extremely frustrated. But for me, as we talked about, it comes down to I've got to see him be willing to make the changes during the offseason that will have the best interest of this football team in mind. Not his friends and family, Not, if he wants to be the head coach that leads us to the promised land, he'll have to be willing to make changes. And even if that doesn't mean firing people, like I said in my 5 Ways to Fix Miami video, if that means giving certain people an ultimatum. Because realistically, again, it has only been one season. So could big overhauls and changes happen? Yes. I don't think that they would happen, for instance, like now. Like, why at this point, kind of like we talked about, Manny Diaz wouldn't fire Enos or Baker with one regular season game left in a bowl game. There's no way that Enos is going to overhaul the offense for the Duke game and the bowl game. Like, we could maybe see him open it up a little bit. He could change it up a little bit and add a couple little things. But he's like, we're not going to see an entirely new, different Hurricanes offense tomorrow or even in the bowl game.
The only time that they're going to change the offense is in the off season when it's worked throughout the 2019 season. This didn't. We can incorporate this, take this out. We could use Lorenzo in this package. We could run this with Jaron. That's the only real changes we're going to see. We're not going to see real changes until next year. And the changes we're going to see, they aren't going to be firings or different hirings. That's not what it's going to be. It's going to be different tweaks within the systems that we're already running.
Yep.
And also, like, another thing I want to touch on. 5 Ways, you said.
Are you on speakerphone by chance?
No.
Okay. The phone's like cutting out every 2 seconds. I don't know if it's on your end, my end. I don't know.
I probably just don't have a good signal. I don't know.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, so video.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know, Alex. It was cutting out on me. It was cutting out for you guys too, right? I want to make sure that it wasn't just like my earbuds or something. Was it cutting out for you guys? I don't want you to think I hung up on you, Alex, but it was cutting out bad. I can't believe that it's Nicholas Policastro. Nick Poly 48. I thought that it might be you because I was like, Nicholas Policastro. It's good to see you, man. You've been here for a while. I've been seeing your name in the chat. What's up, Coop? I was at the VT game. Oh, dang, Wahoo's Nation. Yeah, it was cutting out pretty bad. I don't know if it was signal or what, man. I saw how Manny looked at Butch. Yeah, Manny was thinking, oh, crap. I really just lost to FIU. That's what he was thinking. Any Duke fans? Any Duke fans? How's the family doing? We're doing good, Nick Polly. We're doing good, man. I have no complaints. What about you guys? What about, I know your wife was doing some business stuff with, I saw on Instagram, we were talking about last season. How's that going? Any Duke, let me ask again, Duke fans. Duke fans, anyone. Please, Duke fans. I need an opposing team's fan to call in. Ready? If you were a Duke fan, put a 1 in the chat right now. Anyone? A number 1 for Duke fans. Over there? Maybe this is one calling. Here we go. Maybe this is a Duke fan. Guys, cross your fingers. Bergie says, you want me to call in and pretend I am? Maybe. What's going on? Do we have a Duke fan on the line?
No, sir. We have a Miami fan.
All right. I'm still just as excited to talk to you. I was just hoping for a Duke fan. All right.
Yeah. What's up, man?
Not a whole lot. What about you?
Not a whole lot. Hey, I'm actually in the Knoxville area, so
Oh,
go
shoot.
Canes. I'm repping.
Yeah, so you're
I'm
about
repping the Canes from Knox.
probably about 30 to 45 minutes from me, most likely.
Yeah, probably.
All right. So what are you thinking? What do you want to talk about? Talk about the game, state of Miami?
Yeah, game, recruiting, all that good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, we landed Jalen Harrell today.
Yep, that was nice. I will gladly take a verbal commit from a 4-star safety a week after we lost to FIU.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the flopping from FIU might become a rule.
I hope so, and I made it very well known that that's not why we lost the game.
Yeah, I know,
It's
definitely.
not, but I'm sick because people were attacking me on Twitter telling me, Coop making excuses for Miami as always. We would have lost either way. Take that flopping out of the game. I don't care what anybody says. We got out coached. We got outplayed. We would have lost. I'm talking about I'm tired of seeing it in college football, period. Not take away even just that game. I'm tired of seeing it all around. If I want to see flopping, I'll go watch an NBA basketball game or soccer or something.
Totally. Yeah, Butch got revenge on us.
Yeah. He beat us up and down the field, 100%. That score is very misleading for anyone who watched it.
It really is.
That's
it
not
was
a Miami
23-3
fan.
at one point in that game, and
Yeah.
that is very unacceptable. Very unacceptable.
Yep. So how do you feel about the Duke game though?
Duke game, I feel like we can win this thing. Just put it in the past. Look at Duke. Look at the record. They have lost 5 straight. They are 4-7. They don't have anything to play for.
Nope, not at all.
Nope. I feel like Canes come out and get a win, but I feel like Duke's gonna fight because David Cutcliffe's given us some fits over the last few years.
Yeah, and I do think I made the statement several times that what do they really have to play for other than, like a lot of people in the chat said, pride and just, the seniors especially not going out on a loss on your last game. However, I do think that David Cutcliffe will have them prepared.
Yes, I agree.
He will. They will take advantage of this new first-year coaching staff at Miami. They will.
They will. I agree.
I still don't think that they'll win, but I do think that they will try to take advantage of that.
Cutcliffe's a good coach, and let's see what he has.
Yeah, I just don't think they're gonna have to have. They're gonna have to have the perfect game plan together. No, I'm not saying that it takes that much to beat Miami. Don't take it the wrong way. But again, I'm just talking about when you line up athlete versus athlete, Miami player versus Duke. I just feel like we're more athletic, we're more talented. Now we have to use that appropriately, and we have to have a good game plan together. But I just think overall we're a better football team than Duke. That doesn't mean that we'll beat them because of that, because that's how you lose games, going into it and being like, well, we win because we're better. No, you don't.
No. College football ain't like that.
Yep.
Realistically, if we would have beaten Georgia Tech, we would have won the Coastal if we would have beaten Duke.
Probably. Yeah.
Probably, yeah, because we would have been 6-2. Virginia would have been 6-2. We would have had the tiebreaker. But would they look at the FIU game?
What was your question? Sorry.
Would they look at the FIU game? Because that could be Virginia. Virginia didn't lose to a group of 5. Miami did.
Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I think my earbuds are messing up too. Like I'm having where when people are talking, it'll be like halfway through their sentence and I just hear and nothing else. Let me reseat. Hold on. We're going with the flow here. We can edit this part out of the video, right? We're not live. Let me re-plug in my earbuds. All right. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
All right, good deal.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So if you had asked me a question, just start over one more time. I should be able to hear everything. Yeah, people are saying it's cutting out too. Okay.
Would Miami if Miami would beaten Georgia Tech,
Mm-hmm.
we're sitting there at 6-2 conference record with the loss to FIU. Virginia is still 9-3, 6-2. Hasn't lost to a group of 5. They're only lost to Notre Dame, Miami, and Louisville on the road. Would you put Virginia in the ACC? Would they have put Virginia in the ACC championship game because they didn't lose to a group of 5 school?
That's a tough question to answer. I still say that it would be Miami.
Yeah, it could be. Even though we get absolutely demolished by Clemson.
Yeah, no, I still see it's hard for me to figure out where I sit when people thought it could actually be a possibility, right? When we played out that crazy scenario of all the planets aligning and all this crazy stuff, of people saying, I don't want to play Clemson. Because I always preach on here, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Yeah.
But it's tough. It's tough for me to say.
Clemson's on a whole other level right now.
And again, anything can happen. I mean, they are
true.
beatable, but as we know as Miami fans, I'm going to get tired of saying it, but it's just the truth. It does just depend on which Miami team shows up. Realistically, do I think that Miami could hang with Clemson for 4 quarters? No. I said the same thing about when people were thinking that Miami could play Alabama in the Orange Bowl. Could Miami hang with Alabama for 4 quarters? No.
No.
That's just the truth.
No, even without Tua, they wouldn't be able to.
Nope.
Bama's receivers are so good.
And it has nothing to do with because Miami lost to FIU. I would have said it. Actually, if you go back, I think I did say that, even when Miami had beaten, when they were on their 3-game win streak. I would still say no, they can't. Not yet.
Not yet. Build the recruiting class. Start beating teams that you should beat and playing up to your competition. Then you can come out and say, we can beat Clemson, Ohio State, Alabama, LSU, Georgia, all of the big boys.
Yeah, we have to consistently beat everyone else, including the nobodies, before we can even pretend or start to think that we can compete on that level. As much as I hate to say that, like I said, it's the truth. I have to step back sometimes and be realistic.
Yeah, I do too.
Man, but how crazy would it be? Because Carroll City Kane is saying, let's get Justin Flo. How crazy would that be if we had Knighton commit, and then we had Harrell commit, and then Flo's like, I'm committed to Miami. How crazy would that be?
That'd be crazy. He still has a chance. I've heard DJ Dallas say on Twitter that number 1 linebacker, and then like the quiet face emoji.
We'll see.
We'll see.
One can remain hopeful.
Let's just win. Let's just win against Duke. Let's just win the bowl game.
Yeah. I am still hoping for a Miami versus. Who do y'all think? Let's set your Canes pride aside for a second. Who do y'all think would win if Miami played Tennessee in a bowl game? A lot of people here don't keep up with Tennessee football. I'm kind of forced to.
I do a little bit.
Because
a little bit.
Yeah. I live in Knoxville, so Neyland Stadium, or not Knoxville. I live not far from Knoxville, so Neyland Stadium's like 30, 45 minutes. Who would win? Just put it in the chat. Miami versus Tennessee. Who would win? Be realistic. Be honest with yourself. Set your Canes pride right here for a second. Now, don't slide it all the way over where you can't reach it and bring it back. But just set it to the side for a second. Who would win? And what do you think while I've got you on the phone?
Me personally, here, I'm going to say it. Probably Tennessee.
Tennessee is on a roll at the moment. Things are looking
they are.
up for them. We've been, we're up here, now we're down here. We're up here, we're down here. Oh man, that one hits hard. 24/7 Kane says there's a bye week, Coop. Oh gosh. Oh boy.
No.
Oh boy. You're right. Tennessee, if I'm being honest, Tennessee. Coop, don't ask me these things. Tennessee.
Yeah, I go to
Ouch.
school majority ball fans, and that is not fun.
I'd still like to see it, if I'm being honest. I would
like to see it too, but I would not like the backlash I'd be getting after.
Yeah, that would be tough if Miami did drop that game. Woo!
Yeah, if it's in the Music City Bowl in Nashville, I might actually go to that.
I would. I'd be there if it was in the Music City Bowl.
I would be there too. Even if my Canes on, I'm proud of one of my friends and saying, it's all about the U. It's all about the U. It's always great to be a Cane.
24/7 Kane says Miami is Detroit bound. Which bowl game was that? Which bowl game is in
Bowl.
Detroit? Which
Quick
one?
Lane.
Quick
Quick
Lane.
Lane.
Okay.
I could also see, I don't want Pinstripe again.
No, I don't want Pinstripe. I don't want to go to the Sun Bowl either.
No,
thank you. No thanks. Like I get, like I have any say so in it, but I'm just
Gator Bowl would be Gator Bowl. I'd be okay with.
Cheez-It Bowl, Pizza Bowl. What kind of bowl games are y'all? I say, what kind of bowl games are you coming up with? There are some weird, stupid ones. So I can't say anything.
I know.
There are some dumb ones. 0.5 million. Can't believe people get excited about bowl games. We won a natty. But the thing is, Carroll City Kane, is that's the reality of the situation where we are right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't talk about a natty because we're not, that's impossible. I know that you know that. But I'm just saying, the only thing I have to talk about at this point is Duke, the bowl game, and then I start talking off season at that point. Because that's just the reality of where we are currently.
What are your views on Jaron Williams as a quarterback?
Honestly, and I hate to be this guy because I touched on it a little bit. I think one of these new guys comes in 2020 and takes over.
They could.
Honestly,
Van Dyke.
I really
like
do.
Van Dyke.
I know it's always the next guy up. Well, this recruiting class, when these guys come in, right? No, I do. I think that these new guys come in, and I think one of them takes over. I really do.
I agree.
And I'm not saying that Jaron Williams is a terrible quarterback. I understand that he's having to deal with Dan Enos's offense that's, we all know. I don't need to go into detail. I don't want to get that worked up at 10 o'clock at night.
Enos is not a good OC.
But I hope
they fire him.
I do think that one of these guys take over. I do. Justin Flo equals Chris Bogle from last year. I mean, that is a real possibility. 24/7 Canes. We need a field general at QB. Exactly, Jay Wade. 100%. When I look at the offense, I just think it's fitting that the leader all around, I'm talking even vocal leader, is the quarterback. I mean, I'm just saying. We need an effing O-line. I mean, oh yeah. I mean, totally. But all right, so I keep talking over you. Was there anything else you wanted to say about the Duke game or recruiting or anything?
Duke game, yeah, just come out with a win. I'm going to say my score prediction right now.
All right.
Miami 28, Duke 20. I
20?
do think Duke puts up a fight and tries to play well. I do think Duke will play well.
It's going to be
Miami's experience in the defense will get them that dub.
It's going to be interesting to see if it's pouring rain. And like I said, I'm not going to make that an excuse if we did theoretically lose the game because it's raining, because, again, Duke is playing in the same scenario, right, in the same situation. But it is going to be interesting how much that could change the game for both sides if it's pouring rain and cold like they're saying. All right, man. I appreciate it, and I've got some respect for you giving score prediction because most people are shying away from that because of the inconsistencies at Miami week to week. So I got respect for the score prediction, man, and I appreciate you calling in.
Bye, sir. Go
All right.
Canes.
Have a good one. And sorry about, apparently I'm having weird technical difficulties occasionally with my earbuds. But people are saying it's cutting out for them some too. So, the Dollar General Bowl. If there's a Dollar General Bowl, then there needs to be like $10 General Bowls. Right? Right? Did anyone else get the joke? There's like the Dollar General Bowl 1, Dollar General Bowl 2. Maybe not. It's 24/7 Canes. Call in, man. Call in. Who is our QB moving forward? Time will tell, G. Logan. I'm gonna have to see. Some people got it. I'm gonna have to see these new guys. I'm not gonna lie. I am a fan of Van Dyke. I am, and I am a fan of. I say Matocha, but some people say it's Matocha. Matocha sounds better. I've heard it pronounced Matocha. I like the kid. I like what I see from him. It's just I don't know. It's just a feeling. It's just a feeling, man. I'm gonna try to get 24/7 Canes in here right quick. See what he's got to say. I think he wanted in. What did he say? Let me in, Coop. Wait. 24/7 Canes, what's your number? Were you the one who changed your number last week and I was like, "Oh yeah, I need to update your number." And then I probably forgot. Okay. Perfect. Yep. All right. Call me again. I'm gonna write it down. Oh goodness gracious.
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Dollar General Bowl award is Cash Lol face with tears of joy.
Thank you, Austin, for the $1.99. Some people didn't get my Dollar General joke. Come on. I thought that was a good one. 24/7 Canes, what's up?
Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, did you get my Dollar General joke?
No, I didn't. I
Nobody got it. What the heck? There, literally, I kid you not. There are. This is the way it is in Tennessee. I don't know if it's like this everywhere in the United States. I can drive 30 minutes down the road and pass $6 Generals.
Wow.
Like, they are everywhere. Everywhere. If there is land, they're building a Dollar General there. They're everywhere.
I mean, it's probably popular there.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, haha, there would have to be multiple ones. There would be. Okay. Let's. So, how you feeling? How you been?
I'm pretty good, man. Not feeling too good for the Canes, but I'm pretty good. How about yourself? Are you better from that cold?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, I kid you not, this is for real. I would say I just got 100% at the end of last week. It lasted like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Can't wait to see when he finally
I'm
starts
hoping
using
you don't get a
Lingard
cold
with
now
Harris
since
as a 1-2
you picked
punch
up all
running.
those antibodies.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I'm glad you're feeling better, Coop.
And thank
Glad
you,
you're
Nick.
feeling better.
Thank you, Nick Polly 48. I just wanted to say thank you to him real quick. Appreciate the 20, man. Finally starts using Lingard and Harris 1-2 punch with running. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. So
yeah, there was an. Go ahead, my bad.
I was just gonna say, do you have a comment on the flow situation? Because I know I saw you typing in there when we started bringing it up.
No update as in terms of like.
I just mean
like
even
if
how you're
coming
feeling
for
about
sure.
it.
I'm not feeling confident at all. I don't think he's coming to Miami. I knew the 2 silent commits. If you were to look at my latest tweet and also the CIS predictor with Kane's Inside Predictor, I predicted last week that the 2 commits that were going to happen to Miami was Jalen Knighton and Jalen Harrell. So those were known.
Okay.
Like anybody like close would know that those were the 2 commits that were going to happen. As in Justin Flo coming over here, there's still a possibility, but just to be honest, and not to sound like somebody is just being negative.
No, I mean there's nothing wrong with that.
No, because I got to be honest. I don't think he's coming here for real. But if I were to be positive, and say that there's a possibility. I mean, he has a really tight connection with Rohan Marley, but that's not sufficient for people to believe like, oh, he's coming here for sure. He's a lock. No, he's not. He's definitely not a lock.
I didn't know that he was visiting Oregon. It says he visited Oregon today.
Well,
An official visit to Oregon. Wow, I actually did not know that. Was that even on the radar for? Yeah, it was. Okay. I was so just convinced him with Clemson and everything, so I'd forgot about Oregon even being in the mix.
Listen, I don't even I know people talk about Clemson, but I think there's a sleeper in there that nobody talks about and is not even mentioned in any of the recruiting sites. This team is not a sleeper, but it's a sleeper in terms of Justin Flo because he hasn't even mentioned it. Alabama. I think, to be honest with you, I think that's a front runner for Justin Flo. But I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
You never know.
So here's what it is.
You literally, with recruiting, you never know. There's no telling.
Absolutely. Because I can speak to a kid directly, and I can know him. And today he tells me, "Oh, I'm going to Miami," and then tomorrow, he talks with his family, and he told his family something, and he decides all of a sudden, hey, I'm going to Clemson or I'm going to Oregon.
Yep.
So that's just how recruiting is. They could tell you one thing, but in reality, they're the ones ultimately with the choice.
Well, I got people asking you questions. I'll throw one at you and see if you want to answer it, but you don't have to feel obligated if you don't want. Someone said, what's your opinion on the QB situation? I don't know exactly what he means as far as currently or someone coming in next year.
Need a shout out.
I'm really positive on Tyler Van Dyke. I think that's one of the reasons why Manny hasn't fired anybody, because you got to think about it. If he does pull the trigger and fire anybody, as mad as we are as our offensive coordinator and our defensive coordinator, we could lose some commits. So
yeah.
I'm really positive about Tyler Van Dyke. I think he's got a lot of skill. If you watch Elite 11, if you haven't followed Elite 11, you have to go follow it right now. And don't worry about what they're talking about him. Just look at the throws that he's making.
I'm actually thinking about next week because I did this last year, doing some streams because we got to come up with things to talk about. And last year I did several streams where we hung out and we watched highlights from recruits and stuff like that. So I'm thinking about ramping those back up maybe next week or the week after.
That's good that you watch highlights, but you also got to look at the complete film, because sometimes highlights will lie to you.
I mean, they're going to show the good plays.
Yeah, of course. No, but I'm not saying you have to, just watch highlights. But if you have a chance and you live close to a kid that you like, or you see that Miami's recruiting him, even if it's in Tennessee, if it's in Georgia, New Jersey, wherever it is, just go out and watch. You can see for yourself that some of these kids are good at other things. They're not going to show everything in the highlights. Sometimes, blocking is a thing that nobody watches, but it's important because in your run game, you're going to need your wide receivers to block. So I'm just saying, and I don't know if I answered that last question, if that's what they wanted to hear about next year's quarterback, or if they were talking about the current situation right now with
I think he said current. And I was the one who was interested in future. But
so I'll give you a 15-second thing. Jaron Williams is going to be fine for this game. I don't think Duke is going to present that much of a problem, especially with 2 back-to-back weeks. being terrible. So I went over 15 seconds off.
You're
so
good.
What you're gonna see, so what you're basically gonna see is him trying not to make errors again. You understand? If there's a ball that's tipped by a receiver, and it goes for an interception, you know what? That's not his fault. But in terms of like not reading the coverage and just throwing it somewhere without even like looking at the defense, I don't think that's gonna happen this week. I mean, there's no bye week, so we don't got to worry about that. This team is at its worst in bye weeks.
Yeah, unfortunately, and the season, to have 3 of them.
But I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, I'm no expert. I'm just giving you my opinion.
Yeah, and it's always opinion and hypothetical until the game actually happens. So.
Right. Yep. Can I mention somebody? I'm not trying to promote them. I'm just it's somebody that's family. I mean,
yeah.
Big Dog. If you watch Big Dog, Junior and the Big Dog.
I do.
Big Dog. Big Dog said it. He said it himself. I already know what this team is. That's why he's basically guaranteeing a victory this week, because there's no bye week, and we respond well after a loss after a bye week.
Yeah.
So it's a completely different team. So, I mean, it is what it is. I personally think we lose this game. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But it's going to be cold. I know we're probably going to respond well, but I have that doubt. I just do. Yeah, this is Duke's bowl game.
Yeah, because, see, I think that's, I've said it multiple times in this stream, but if I think back to when I did the preview, and I can even pull it up if I need to. In my preview, I think I said, what do they have to play for? This is their last game. There's no bowl game. And then I also said they also have everything to play for, because this is their last game and they don't have a bowl game. So it could go either way.
Right. And also, on the flip side, for Miami, the seniors are going to want to put on a show for the NFL, whether they get an invite to the Senior Bowl or not.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hey, listen, I've been wrong before. Every score prediction that I've given this year has been wrong. So, I'm just putting it out there. I could be wrong. We could smash Duke, but that's going to be nothing to get excited about.
Right.
If we smash Duke, well, you're going to hear Manny Diaz says, "Oh, look, we hung together. We had the best practice of the week." Because we hear every time we lose, we hear Manny Diaz come out and say, "Oh, we had the best practice of the week," or "This is the fastest practice that we had."
Didn't they even say that for this week? Wasn't Wednesday one of the fastest practices or something?
Yeah, I mean, he says that a lot.
I know.
You know what? I don't think he's. Let me say this. I'm gonna have to be honest, okay? So I think he's a problem because he's learning on the job, but I don't think he's ultimately the problem. Like I've said before on multiple outlets, the bigger problem is that we have the same person hiring, and that's just my opinion. But to be honest with you, Manny's specialty is defense.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I mean, I think most of us can agree on that.
Right. His specialty is defense, and he's not getting any help on the offensive side from Dan Enos. And I know this is year one. I'm not trying to make excuses, okay? But I haven't seen where our offense is better than last year's. I see regression more than anything. I think we're averaging the same amount of points as Mark Richt.
Overall, even if someone did want to say that it was, you can't really say that there's been any consistency there. So would it really matter?
I mean, our record is – I'm sorry?
That's what I was saying. Would it really matter if someone did want to argue saying, oh, yeah, it's better. If it's not consistent, then you're not going to win football games.
All right, but if it's better, what strength of schedule was tougher, last year's or this year's?
Yeah.
You could argue millions of things, so it depends on the narrative they have.
Yeah.
I genuinely think that if Manny gets, does some changes at the end of the year after he signs his class, at least his early commitments, then you're going to see changes. And it is what it is. Dan Enos is a great QB coach. I'll give him that.
Yeah. So you're saying as in like coaching changes, or you're talking like system changes, like changing the offense or other various things? Or are you thinking that somebody does lose a job? Again, it's all just hypothetical. No, I'm not holding you to anything. We're all just guessing.
You know what? I was mentioning as in someone losing their job.
Okay, gotcha. I won't
But,
even push you to go further than that.
Listen. I wouldn't have a problem with the system change, but I still have the fear of what I saw this year, and especially in the beginning of the year. I've seen some times where the calls to like a fade to the end zone with KJ too many times. You know, he's a receiver he's great. He was a transfer. You know, he's one of our most consistent receivers. But we had other guys that were 6'3", 6'4", who we could throw up a fade. We could have put Brevin Jordan on the outside. You know, even though he's not that big, but you know, we could have found other ways to do things. The end arounds in the end zones. You know, so you still got that same guy calling the plays. So it concerns me. I'm giving my opinion. You can disagree with it, and I'm fine.
Well, I mean, because just this makes me sick to my stomach, and I hate to say this, but just actually put yourself in this situation for a second. Everybody in the chat, how frustrating would it be if we're in this exact same situation or worse, or maybe only a little bit better next season? You know how frustrating it would be to, let's say we're 6 games in and we're 3-3 or something crazy like that? Oh, it makes me sick even thinking about it.
I would lose my mind if we lose to Temple.
If we're having these same conversations next year and then we just have to, I don't want to go any deeper in the conversation because I don't want to talk about it.
All right, we got to concentrate on this year. But I'm just going to put it out there. Yeah. I'm just going to put it out there. Next year, we have a big chance to start off 3-0 going into the Michigan State game because we play Temple, UAB, and Wagner.
Mm-hmm.
That's our schedule for the beginning of the year next year.
There would technically be no reason to not be 3-0 going into that game.
Well, I'm just saying, because, you know, everybody's going to get hyped all over again. And then let's say we drop the game in Michigan State because we know how good they are at home. They might not be a respective a top 10 team, but they're a good team on the road. I mean, I'm sorry, at home.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's basically our toughest game outside of like our own ACC matchups, because we don't play Clemson next year. We don't play Clemson, I don't think, until 2023 or 2022.
Right.
But anyways, back to this year. Go ahead, Coop.
So, you said you predict potentially a loss tomorrow.
Yes, I'll predict that. Yes, and it won't be a high-scoring affair.
Won't be high-scoring? Okay.
Nope. Mind you, every time I've said a score, it's been wrong. That's why I don't like score predictions, because they're basically just like a guess.
Yeah.
But if I were to take an educated guess, I'd say 17-24 Duke.
Okay.
Duke by a touchdown.
Yeah, I am potentially worried about.
What was your prediction?
I'll show it. I mean,
I can't see it. Remind you, I'm on the phone.
I had Miami coming, as crazy as it sounds. I had Miami coming out and winning 38-17, and it's not about being a homer, or it's not about really trying to have false hope. I just feel like, even though, in a way, again, when you view the side of it saying Duke has everything to play for in this game, with it being their last game, I just think in this, because everyone always, in the preview video, everyone said, well, you said Miami was going to beat FIU. Well, a lot of people thought Miami would beat FIU, and Miami should have beat FIU. I get it. But I'm just saying that I feel like Duke is a pretty bad football team.
I agree. But here's what I want you to just think about for a second. Just really, you know how you do those huddles?
Yep.
I want you to do this so I don't get close and just listen for a second.
All right, I'm listening.
All right. So FIU is a team that plays with heart. That's what beat Miami. We beat ourselves, but they're a team that plays with heart. Duke is that same team that's going to play with all their heart.
To where the U.
They don't have the talent we do, but they're a lot
We got some
more
Canes
talented
over
than
here.
Miami.
Jalen Knight and 4-star running back to
So
DAAU.
Duke is not that bad. Duke is
Notice
bad
how
because
I donated my 11,
you know
my jersey number.
they lost Daniel Jones and they've lost a few key pieces. And you know David Cutcliffe is a really underrated coach.
No, I actually
He's an
respect him
offensive
quite a
genius.
bit. I actually do have some respect for him.
Okay, so he's an offensive genius. Okay, I kind of went a little overboard by saying genius, but you get my point.
No,
He's
I
up
know
there.
what point you're trying to make. Yep.
Okay, so if Miami can depend on talent for this game, we have to come out and match their heart and play with our talent, and then the score will be your score prediction. But if we come out there with just, talent, we're not going to win the game. We're going to get beat. I'm sorry to say it. We have to come out with heart. We have to come out with intensity, and we have to execute. As much as you don't want to hear that as a game fan, but we have to execute.
Which is
Point blank
worrisome.
period.
I'm not going to lie.
I'm sure somebody's going to type, this man just said execute. I know it. I know someone's going to
That
type
has
it.
been a dirty word around here for a while, but it's different circumstances. There's different people in place now, so
Right.
Yeah, I mean, again, like you said, it's all just hypothetical. It's all just guesswork. I guess I'm just hoping that as we touched
There's nothing wrong with that, Coop.
No bye week. I'm hoping Miami actually does come out upset and angry and wants to just beat the brakes off of Duke. And then the coaches are prepared and they have a good game plan together. But
You know what I want to see?
What?
If we win, I want to see confetti flying in your next video. Okay? But if we lose, I don't want to see you eating more paper. I really don't.
Yeah.
Put a paper bag over your head.
Do y'all want me to
Do
eat this if I'm wrong? I'm going to ask everybody how many people are left.
Everybody's going to say
It's
yes.
getting late. There's 82 people. Do you guys want me to eat this if I'm wrong?
Yeah, I don't want
Let
to.
me see. If people say no, I won't eat it. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I won't eat it if people say no. I will
Put a paper bag over your head.
I will gladly pass on eating a sheet of paper. No?
Wear a brown paper bag.
There aren't any Duke fans on my channel this year to hold me to it. So if it's just going to be Canes fans watching, they don't want to watch me suffer, right? Right?
You remember college football talk or something like that? You missed
I do.
talk.
Yep. Cole.
He was a Duke fan.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's gone. I don't know what happened. No. Well, majority says no. So either way, I'm safe.
4 and 7 happened. That's what happened.
Yeah.
But anyways, Coop, I've been on for 20 minutes. I want to give room for somebody else to call. I don't want to clog up the line.
All right,
so
man.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate your input and your opinion on everything.
I got you.
All right, have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow, man.
All right.
All right.
Have a good time, and don't forget, lube up that siren.
Yep. I'm gonna have it ready just in case. You never know.
All right, Coop. Take it easy.
All right,
Okay.
see you. Oh man, so I'm not eating it then if I'm wrong. 100%. Don't be looking for the React video to be me eating it. I want to address the couple donations that came through there. Senor Speedy, thank you for the 11.
This is what it take.
I appreciate that, man.
To wear the U on the side of your head.
Hold on just a second.
Establish the run and then play action. Stop play action with no run game. Run the ball first, then look over the middle and deep.
Sounds simple enough. Don't it, Bears, Cubs, Canes? Thank you for the 5. And Senor Speedy, Knight and 4-star running back 2 to you. Notice how I donated my $11, my jersey number. Appreciate it, Speedy. And Bears, Cubs, Canes, thank you for the 5, man. Maybe you should write your prediction on a slice of ham. Someone said, why don't you use a smaller piece of paper like a Post-it note? That'd be pretty smart, wouldn't it? Or yeah, to write it on some food. Like, I'll write my score prediction on a cupcake with some icing. What about that? Maybe I should do that next time. And a lot of people don't believe me. They say that I don't do this. I really don't care. If you believe me, you do. If you don't, you don't. You know. I want a video from you. Miami destroys Duke. Wouldn't that be a react video? I'll label it. Finally. Eat a pepper? No. No, thank you. Paper bag it? Oh, boy. No, you've eaten enough? Okay. All right, so I'm really surprised still, though, that no Duke fans, only one or two, showed up tonight. I'm surprised.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
It's simple. Play with passion. We win.
Yep. I hope we don't get out coached tomorrow. I hope we don't. And I hope that the rain clears up and the Duke has football fans. As 24/7 Kane said, I guess I underestimated the impact of their record. I don't think I had any of them comment on my preview video either. And I know that I uploaded it late. But even there are Duke fans that have been subbed to this channel for 3 years, and they didn't show up. So I guess that record really just, they're nowhere to be seen. It'll be interesting to see the turnout at the game also, considering the weather. Cold and rainy. Let's just be honest. A Miami football team that's not very good. A Duke football team that, based on the record, is even worse. What's the turnout going to be? Realistically. Last season, we had a Duke fan here every week. We sure did. Where are they now? I don't know. Get that arm ready to crank. I'm going to do my stretches in the morning, Donnie. I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to have it ready. It's going to be ready. Ride it on dried seaweed. I don't know what's worse, Zartane. Dried seaweed or paper? I don't know. I don't know what's worse. But I'm going to wrap it up. We've been live about 2.5 hours. The biggest thing, honestly, the biggest takeaway from this is enough talk. We need to just come out and spank Duke up and down the field all day tomorrow afternoon, and then begin preparing for whoever we play in a bowl game. Oh, yeah, sure did, Speedy. We actually talked about it at the beginning of the stream. I pulled up some information on them, and we touched on them a little bit. So if you backtrack to the first, 15 minutes, we talked about Harrell and Knighton both. Good pickups. One quick favor I want to ask you guys is if you know anybody that enjoys college football and they have not subscribed to the channel, I'm pushing for 11,000 subscribers by the end of 2019. And I have 10,808. So we need less than 200 in the next 30 to 31, 32 days, something like that. Hopefully we can do it. We're going to see. But I still have some exciting things planned for the offseason, guys, because people are asking me, Coop, you normally take a break during the offseason. Are you doing that this year? I'm not. This offseason, we're still going full force. We'll still be talking Miami. I'm talking streams every week. 1 to 2 streams a week plus videos during the entire offseason. Even if it ends up talking about a couple of different areas. I don't know how you feel real quick. Are any of y'all going to watch XFL? That's going to kind of bridge the gap between NFL and college a little bit, right? Are any of you guys going to at least check out XFL? You can be honest. If you're not, then it's cool. No? You guys aren't interested? I really don't even watch much outside of college football. I prefer college football. But I might talk about XFL a little bit. Just to try to pull in some more subscribers, some more content. But again, of course, the focus is always going to be Miami Hurricanes football. You guys already know. So thank you for all of the love and the support. tonight, guys. Thank you, Nick Polly, my good friend Nicholas Policastro, with the top $20 donation. Appreciate that, man. Again, I had a hunch. That it was you, but I didn't want to say anything. So I appreciate that, man. And tomorrow, links. I will have links. So if you need to be able to watch the game and you don't have access to ESPN2, show up to the live hangout tomorrow and I'll hook you up. If you ever see anyone posting on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram saying, where can I watch the game? I don't have cable. Shoot them a link to my channel and let them know, hey, Coop will hook you up on game day with some links. Send them over. Maybe they'll enjoy their stay and maybe they'll think about hanging around for a bit. But either way, even if they don't, just let them know so I can hook up a Canes fan and help them watch the game. You sent me a message? All right, I'll check it, Nicholas. I'll check it, man. Coop always had the links. They do call me the link man. So, I'm going to call tonight. I appreciate the love, like I said, and the support, guys. 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Be here. Or don't. I don't know what else to tell you. Last regular season game. Let's go out with a bang. I got one last opportunity to get the cops called on me tomorrow by ringing that siren so much that my neighbors just cannot stand it any longer. One last chance in the regular season. All right. Go Canes, baby. We'll see if we take care of business tomorrow. I'll see you guys then. Peace out.